Where does responsibility lie? Power lies in yourself because you can only control yourself. So, as much as possible, it benefits to see as much responsibility lie in yourself as well for all of your decisions. Yes, there are circumstances where it is out of your control. Things that just happen in the world, like tornadoes and things that happen with other people. You can't control how other people treat you, but you can. You can cultivate the kind of people around you. You can control your part in the boundaries and how easy and difficult you make it for other people to treat you that way. Uh, and and yeah, I mean, all these things. Like, I I used to be a part of really rough communities, and I still am. Uh, but I've built up better boundaries in that way, and I've learned to trade out some of my more places where I find love in the just rough community-ness, for places that have higher consciousness of intention and community. Uh, Let me think of a better example of this. I mean, because the thing is, I used to be a part of so many circles of people that when I would make new friends would bring a lot of heartache, baggage, and drama into my life. And there's two things I have a responsibility in that, and one is not getting wrapped up in the drama, making it harder for that drama to come to me. And then also, where I was growing and sort of cultivating close relationships from, like what community or pool, and I started intentionally, being part of communities that were of higher awareness so that when I'd build friendships and I get to know people over time, inevitably, they were already kind of quality people on a higher-minded track, to where that becomes my part and responsibility in keeping the drama out of my life, because ultimately after a certain point you can't control what another does. You can't control whether somebody steals from you or what, but you can control how difficult you make it for people to steal from you. You can control where you let people into your life from. You can control the ums. I just said a whole bunch of times. I'm a little self-aware and conscious of that. Oof. But I guess I was just getting all wrapped up and worked into this a lot. But I guess all I was really trying to say out of this is responsibility and power lies in you. When you give that responsibility and power elsewhere, you're giving up your awareness of your own agency and the control that you do have. You're writing yourself off, because ultimately you won't be able to control other people. You won't be able to control circumstances. All you have is to control yourself. So as much as possible, when you think about new situations or why is this happening, put as much responsibility on yourself. That way you'll have as much control over changing it. There's a dark thing in here, though. And that's what I was touching on in terms of communities and how I used to be a part of, you know, communities that were a little rough around the edges and that attracted bad possibilities. And I'm wondering where the balance in that is. I'm wondering where that balance is. I feel like the balance is in boundaries, and I feel like the balance is where you're strong. I feel like if you know that you don't have good boundaries in that place, then you shouldn't tread in the areas where your boundaries can be broken because you haven't built up the communication or the system tools to say, keep your emotions, your self, your even items and things safe. And until you've built up the systems and the boundaries, then perhaps as adventurous and fun as some rough places can be, it's best to tread there when you're more skilled and able to deal with all of the challenges that come with it. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, I don't want to avoid dangerous and bad places. And I don't mean that even just in a physical sense. I mean that even in terms of emotional landmine sense. Because I do like the rough places. But I do have a need to keep myself more safe and healthy. And I don't know where the balance is in that. I myself am failing in that and have failed in that. So if you guys have any insight, comment please. And yeah, if you have people that are always writing off the responsibility and always saying, oh, it's out of my control, share this video with them so they can understand that taking responsibility creates power for themselves. And yeah. And if this thought has helped you, I encourage you to read the comments below. There's a lot of smart people besides me that are thinking about the same kind of thing. And in this community, you can get to know them like you are getting to know me. And if you want to be a part of things, subscribe, do whatever it takes to where I'm still in that loop and in that circle and come around into your awareness when the next video comes. And stay for a while in this thought train with us and with me. Thank you very much for participating, and thank you very much for witnessing.